What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. Today I'm going to be trying out some more Catch Cup here in the Go Battle League. Now, if you saw yesterday's video, you know that I didn't really build a lot of Pokemon for this meta specifically, and, well, it kind of worked out. We went a little bit positive on the day. It wasn't as good as I would have liked. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to bite the bullet, build a few Pokemon that I actually got this season that are actually pretty good Pokemon for Catch Cup, and we'll see how they're going to go. This is the team I'm going to be running with today. I did break down and build a Ufisk. I feel like this Pokemon is always just such a good core breaker, and it's honestly a pretty cheap Pokemon to build. It's also a pretty good one, by the way, that I got this season, so not the worst investment. But then I'm going to build my rank 1 low kicks here that I have. I think it's a pretty cool core breaker. It's a Pokemon that I don't think I've ever really used this. It has Sucker Punch. It's a bug type as well. Really cool Pokemon. And then Luminion, another one of those Pokemon buffed this season, actually, with Waterfall, getting that little bit of a rework here. It's actually a pretty bulky Pokemon. I'm excited to see if this team's going to work out. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. That is why we want to queue up in the Go Battle League and see how it goes. I feel like it has some play. It's not the worst team. Honestly, I think I like it more than my team that I was running yesterday. But we'll see how it goes. Maybe it's good, maybe it's not. We got our first opponent of the day, though. Hopefully, it's going to go well. Hopefully, a lot of Tinkatons in the lead. That's why Ufisk is so good. Or maybe Fearos. I saw a lot of Fearos yesterday. Galarian Corsola in the lead. Honestly, not necessarily my favorite lead matchup here. I know that Corsola's going to be pretty common because, as you can see, this guy does have the sunglasses on it. That means they got it during that event where you can get them from routes. It was a pretty cool event for, just getting Corsolas, but it means there's going to be so many of those right now. So we'll have to see how we want to play this out. Nightshade and Astonish add up quite a bit here, so this is kind of a bad matchup neutrally for Ufisk. I'm going to go for a catch on Luminion. We snuck a Waterfall as well. They're at 6, Nightshade's gonna hurt a little bit, but Luminion is pretty bulky. We can survive that, and we can see if they want to swap out, or maybe they just stay in this matchup. They are staying in, at least for a second there. They bring in a Shadow Celio, and I'm gonna be honest, that is not super ideal for a Pokemon that doesn't have great coverage into opposing water types. With that said, I do a decent chunk of damage still with Waterfalls, and Aqua Tails will add up a little bit, I guess. Not as much as I'd like, though. Alright, so this is going to get a little bit scary. Shadow Celio is a cool pick. I am going to try my best to whittle this down as much as I can, and maybe I can land another Aqua Tail or force him to throw 2 Body Slams against us. That Corsola is still around, but at least I wasted a little bit of energy from them, so we should be in a slightly better spot there. Honestly, I'm going to switch out. Let's go for some Sucker Punch damage with our low kicks. They likely will go for a Surf here to try to knock us out, but I can shield that up. I can go for my Sucker Punch damage myself, and maybe go for a Trailblaze here in a second. They actually Body Slam bait. That's a smart play, because honestly, I'm a pretty squishy Pokemon, and there's a Fearow. No, why am I seeing this again? This is looking like a very bad game right now for us. Maybe there's a chance here, but that bait combined with the Fearow in the backline is not really what I wanted to see. But they do let that go, which is kind of interesting. Maybe I can make something happen here. I don't know what, but we'll try. I'm going to shield this up and try to go for a full Sucker Punch down, because we'll get some energy out of this matchup. We'll take down the Fearow, which I feel is not a terrible play. Although we are so low on HP here that it is a little bit scary. In comes the Celio again. We'll go for the Trailblaze, just trying whatever we can here to knock this Pokemon out. And, I mean, our Sucker Punches are going to add up here quite a bit if they end up not throwing energy. So we do put them down pretty low, actually. In comes our Luminion, honestly, just to try to get some fast move pressure into them. They bring back in the Corsola here. And I think 2 discharges is the play from this range. I need to make sure at this point that this Pokemon goes down somehow. But that Celio has some energy on it. Honestly, they might have stored a Body Slam, and that wouldn't be great if that's the case. And they have some energy still in the Corsola here, so I don't honestly know if we have enough in the tank to win this game. We're going to try. We're going to keep on tapping and maybe somehow winning this one. Discharge number 2 going to be thrown. This should draw the final shield of the game, but I am a little bit worried at this point that that Celio is going to be a little bit too much to overcome in the backline, especially because they still have that shield left over. Yeah, they throw energy here. Honestly, Astonish damage might just knock out my Luminion as well. Dang, it's looking like a loss here in the first game. Honestly, not for, like, lack of trying, though, right? I think we played pretty well, all things considered. I can at least knock out one of these 2 Pokemon. Corsola is doing so much damage. Honestly, Waterfall is like a nerfed version of Astonish. It's the same move as what Mudslap is now, and Mudslap used to be an Astonish clone. Yeah, they stored a Body Slam here. I mean, we made it look kind of close, but I don't really know what else I could have done this game. Maybe if I would have called, like, a Body Slam bait from that Celio into my low kicks or something, but even then that Fearow would have actually put in quite a bit of work, because it would have done some drill runs into my Ufisk. So, yeah, not the best first game, But I think we actually, like, this team's gonna work. As long as we don't see the freaking Firo, Celio, Corsola core in that order especially, I think we have some play. But that was a little unfortunate. So let's see, game number 2 coming up. What are we going to run into? Hopefully a Firo in the lead this time, or a shiny Shadow of Rockman. That is sick, actually. Very cool shiny. I would prefer to see this here. I have a bug type in the back, weak to bug types. I also have a Luminion that is kind of hard-walled by this Pokemon, so I do, in fact, need to see this here. Discharge is going to hurt quite a bit, right? It's not the best move in the game, but it's a Shadow Water type, so it's basically a 2-shot. Yeah, that's not bad. And I wouldn't be surprised if a shiny Shadow of Rockmanid is maybe not the best stat spread, although they are 1500 CP, so maybe it is like just a rank 1 or something. We shield the Water Pulse, that's big. We didn't want to take that damage, because honestly, at this point, I need this Pokemon gone, and that Water Pulse would easily knock us out. Well, I don't know if it would quite knock us out. It would be precarious, is all I'm saying, if we let that through. Discharge is going to end up knocking out the Araquanid. What's going to come in? It is a Tinkaton for some reason. Okay. Well, I'm not really in Bulldoze range, right? So they need 2 attacks to knock us out. And since I have the energy lead here, I should be able to go for 2 of these Mud Bombs myself before they can knock us out. I should get a shield back, and there's 1 shield. And one of the reasons that I kind of wanted to run Luminion today is Luminion is a water type, and that resists Gigaton Hammer, so it's actually a pretty good matchup into Tinkaton. So despite the fact that I am likely losing my Ufisk here, they got the debuff on that Bulldoze, that's not great, but despite the fact I'm losing my Ufisk, that doesn't mean this is my only answer to it. Now, what are the odds there's a freaking Firo in the back? I feel like the odds of that are way higher than I'd like to admit. But they just go for a Bulldoze. Because, like, why would you bring in a Tinkaton if you don't have something in the backline just weaker to Ufisk? But if there is a Firo, honestly, I think maybe Luminion is just going to carry its way through the backline here, and hopefully we're not in a terrible position. Yeah, these waterfalls are adding up. Oh my goodness. Okay, what if it's a Doublade? What if we have freaking Sucker Punch low kicks? That is good. That's only a Sacred Sword, right? I'm a part Bug type, so while I am a Dark type as well, we're only going to take neutral from that. And low kicks, I have the rank 1. It's the rank 1 low kicks. It's insane. Very bulky. We'll go for the Trailblaze. Just try to get a shield, but probably just more damage against them. If they want to shield this up, they can be my guest. If they no-shield this, they can also be my guest. I don't see how they're winning this game. They do let that go. I'm, like, somewhat tempted to shield this because, I mean, I'm a boosted low kicks, but I feel like the better play is probably just let this go down, come in with my Luminion, and start going for Aqua Tails into the Tinkaton. Yeah, down goes Doublade. Yeah, Tinkaton in the backline is not great into Luminion, so there we go, we get to win that game. Interesting team. Ufisk had so much play. See, that's why I wanted to build it today. It's one of those Pokemon that, I mean, it's basic, right? It's boring, but it's good. It's good, it's a core breaker, and I feel like it's a Pokemon people might not expect as much in this meta, but maybe they'll expect it. Maybe it's not as cool of a pick as I think it is. Honestly, Luminion's a cooler pick than Ufisk, but it's just how it goes. Hopefully the queue times aren't going to be too bad here today. We're in the 2700s, almost 2800s if we get a good set here. So, you know, it shouldn't be that bad. People should be legend pushing, right? They say as if we're not on our 3rd game of the day and still not finding an instant queue. That's a little bit worrying. Okay, there we go. We got a match. But yeah, I would imagine people are still pushing for legend. This guy definitely is. Ufisk into Altaria. Okay. I guess this is kind of where I want to see it once again, right? Because, well, this isn't an amazing matchup here for Ufisk. It's way worse for Luminion. And, I mean, I have Blizzard there technically, but what are the odds I'm going to land a Blizzard? Probably pretty low. They'd probably just shield that up if I built up that much energy. And low kicks, I guess, might have some play with Sucker Punch, but all my charge attacks are resisted by Altaria, so I don't think that's the best play out there. Alright. They're going to go for a Flamethrower here. That will hurt a little bit, but the thing is, it's just a Flamethrower. It's non-stab. Doesn't quite two-shot us here. And we're pretty bulky, so we're able to spam out these discharges. Hopefully put them into a range where it's a little bit easier if they do swap out for my backline to deal with it. Alright, they should be at, what, 19 right now, so 5. So they have another Flamethrower right about now. They're overfarming a little bit here just to make sure that if I do let this go, maybe they'd have some energy for the backline. Although I do think I survived this here just barely. I'll go for the no-shield on the Flamethrower, and I guess we'll build up a bit more, go for the discharge, and if they let this go, I might get a move off against the backline, depending on if they have like a Mud Slapper or not, right? Big discharge, our opponent is gonna let it go, and what's gonna come in? Oh my goodness. Well, I don't know if I would have reached a mud bomb here, but maybe they don't know that this is just a discharge. Either way, I have a Luminion. They shield the discharge too. That's insane. I have a Luminion, a water type with a waterfall against a Camerupt. How much damage does this do? That's quite a bit of damage, not gonna lie. They're staying in. That's crazy. I don't see any reason to let this go. If they're staying in here, that has to mean either a second fire type in the backline, or potentially they're just crazy. So we'll shield that up. Yeah, like, what if it's just a second fire type in the backline? And what if Luminion's about to get a sweep? Okay. Yes, yeah, I figured once that Altaria went down, we'd have some play with Luminion. I didn't expect this much play, though. Okay, we get a shield there, but I have another move ready to go. And honestly, I don't know what moveset this thing could have. I should probably shield this just in case, but, like, there's no way it knocks us out, right? It's probably Fly. Yeah, we survived that. We're Luminion. We're bulky. I could go for a Blizzard here, but I feel like that's unnecessarily BM. And I should probably just secure the win here. Saying Catch Cup is a very volatile meta. You never know what you're going to see. Oh, that doesn't even knock out. Good on you, Fletchinder. We have the Aqua Tail, though, for the Camerupt if we even need it. Which it looks like we will, so I guess we'll throw it. Oh, I'm debuffed, right? I got Rock Tomb. That's why I didn't knock him out. Makes sense, makes sense. I didn't even, like, register that as something that happened. But Aqua Tail knocks out the Camerupt. And I guess we win against the double fire team. That's kind of cool. I've seen a lot of Camerupts this season. Normally I see the Shadow Camerupts, though, not the regular. But, like, Camerupts, like, it's one of those Pokemon that pairs really well with Pokemon that want shields down, because it is so attack-weighted that if you ever no-shield a move from Camerupt, you basically one-shot. So it's a way to get shields down early. I've seen people pair Camerupt with, like, Aegislash as a way to try to do that. Although those teams are always a little bit soft to Mud Boys, so I don't know how good those teams are. It's just kind of cool to think about, I guess, that some people are running it. But yeah, Ufisk again put in a lot of work there. Didn't even need our low kicks that game. But next opponent, Stunfisk into Feraligatr. Alright, well, I do have electric-type damage here. The one scary thing is they can always try to catch on us, right? And I mean, Hydro Cannon does do a sizable amount of damage to us. I think the play... guess we CMP'd somehow. I think the play is always keep Ufisk healthy, because if they're staying in here, the odds of something in the backline being even weaker to Ufisk seem very likely. Hydro is going to come through. Luckily, I do barely outpace him to my next discharge here, so I should be in a pretty good spot. Let's see how they play this out, though. Discharge is going to get shielded, makes sense. And now we'll be able to outpace this discharge. They went for a catch, nice play, onto a Tinkaton. Alright, I mean, not the best catch on their end, but I mean, it is a good catch. Discharge is going to do very little damage. But I think at this point, I'm just going to build up some energy here. I don't mind taking a Bulldoze if I have to. And then I can just swap out with all this energy. I guess we'll just catch a Bulldoze on Luminion. If they're going to let us build up that much energy without throwing anything, might as well, right? Bulldoze is going to do a little bit of damage. The worst thing that could happen is a defense drop, which is what happens. So that's not great. But even the defense drop doesn't bother me that much. Like, I'm not scared of Feraligatr. I don't necessarily need Switch. I just more so want to avoid Tinkaton into my low kicks right now. Ooh, smart Gigaton Hammer. That actually does do quite a bit more raw damage there than a Bulldoze would do. With that said, it's still a resisted attack into a pretty bulky Pokemon, so we're able to survive it. We go for the Aqua Tail. Doesn't quite knock him out here. But at this point, they have to throw more energy? Yeah, okay. That's not bad for us. And what do we want to do? I mean, I could try to Thundershock down or Sucker Punch down. I think Sucker Punching down is actually kind of a funny play, so that's what we're going to go for. Let's get an energy lead here if we can. Gator might come in because they're one away from a Hydro Cannon. Or maybe they bring in their final Pokemon. They are thinking. Oh my goodness, they bring in the Aegislash. I don't know if that's ever the play. But they bring in the Aegislash here. Sucker Punches are already shredding. They were so weak to Ufisk. Oh my goodness. Water Double Steel. This is why Ufisk is the play, guys. Ufisk is insane. They're at 9, so they have a Gyro Ball right now. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I mean, do I not just farm this down? I think that 2 Sucker Punches knock out once they're in Sword form. And I think they're 1 away from the next move, so I think I just go for Fast Move Pressure here. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe that's, like, unnecessarily risky, but I wouldn't win CMP here anyway, so I think I'm just going to go for it. Why would they Shadow Ball, by the way? I lose CMP? Okay, I think I still survived this. I thought I'd win that CMP, though. Isn't low kicks, like, kind of attack-weighted? Yeah, well, it doesn't even matter, though. We survived that, so... Oh, that just wasn't a CMP. Okay, Thank you, game. So, Aegislash, one of the funny things about that Pokemon, it's very broken in many ways, right? First of all, it's kind of a busted Pokemon. It's so strong sometimes. But also, it's broken in the sense that sometimes it just makes you lag or your opponent lag a turn or two. So, like, it's it's weird. But Lokix just actually gets the sweep in the back line, so I guess it put in some work there. We haven't got a lot of Lokix gameplay just yet, but at least it put in the work in that game. Let's see. Next opponent, though, Stunfisk into Feraligatr again. Man, are people... Was there a way to, like, get Feraligatr this season without elite TMing, or are people just elite TMing their Gator this season? Hard to say. We'll go instantly for the move this time. Somehow we CMP again. Last time I overfarmed by 2. This time I throw instantly. Both times we CMP, though. That's crazy. Hydro Cannon, though, gonna get a shield from us. Discharge should be able to do quite a bit of damage if it lands, but they wouldn't get knocked out here. It's not the Shadow Gators, so we'll see what they do. They do shield, though. Like to see that. See if they go for a catch here again. They do. You know, I would wait a turn if I had any sort of confidence that waiting a turn would actually visually update the game, but I don't. So we're not waiting a turn in this household. I think the play for me is just build up more energy here, and then probably just bring in my Lumineon as a way to try to tank some damage. Because as we know, Lumineon is a pretty bulky Pokemon. Licky Licky, one of the worst things about it is when it has to fight opposing 3-turn move users. Because every time they throw a move here, I get a full sneak on a waterfall. So it makes it so it's a little bit less efficient here for them to be throwing their energy. They're at 9, so 1 away from back-to-back body slams right now. Or potentially 1 past a Shadow Ball, so 2 away from the next body slam. Okay. That's totally fine. I don't care at all. It's more so the fact that I neutralized a lot of energy from that Licky Licky that I wanted there. Because now they've just switch-locked in there for Alligator, I can bring back in my Ufisk, and I can just build up a lot of energy. I'm going to do 3 and then throw them, because if they do shield this, now I have back-to-back, and if they no-shield this, that's also pretty fine, because I have a lot of energy, and I can switch out if I need to. What's going to come in? Maybe Licky Licky, but I would be surprised if Licky Licky came in. And while I did lose a lot of energy on Lumineon, what we have to keep in mind is we did a lot of fast food pressure. Oh my goodness, well, let's switch out into our Sucker Punch user and just start doing some fast food pressure. I think that's not a bad play. They're going to go here for probably a Dynamic Punch. I don't know why they'd throw anything else. But we just shield that up. Our Sucker Punchers are going to start shredding everything this game. Even this Licky Licky, right? It's not going to want to take the Sucker Punch damage after a Trailblaze boost. And rollouts are super effective into our bug typing, but we have to keep in mind, it's non-stab rollouts, and body slams here are not the most efficient moves to be throwing. I mean, well, actually, they're pretty good, but, like, it's not the best move in the game. They can't go for Shadow Balls, which would hit a little bit harder. And so they have to dump all of their energy here, and then that would just give me more of a farm down with Ufisk, or if they don't even get another move off, then I just close out the game with Low Kicks once again. Low Kicks is actually putting in a lot more work than I thought it was going to today. That was, like, kind of my third Pokemon I slapped on the team, because I was like, oh, I got a rank 1 Low Kicks. Might as well try that. But it's actually been working out a little bit. Dreepy. I could use Dreepy in Catch Cup. That'd be crazy. 28-44. There we go. You know, a good 4-1 set. Let's keep it going. Let's try to get another good set here with this team. Finally got another opponent. That took a second. Another Legend Pusher. Let's see what they're running. Firo, there we go. Look, we're finally getting revenge for yesterday. Maybe, if we win this game. Yesterday I was so weak to Firo. So, we'll see if today it goes any better. I'm just going to instantly throw the Discharge here. Again, I'd love to wait a turn, but the game really hates visually updating when you stop tapping, so I'm just going to full send and hope they don't catch, and looks like they don't. And I guess they're just staying in here. This might be an insane play, but, like, here's the thing. If you're staying in a Firo into a Ufisk, I am going to shield. I am not going to let you do a lot of damage to me for no reason. Alright, Dunsparce. Kind of like a Licky Licky, right? We're talking about the fact that anytime you're a 3-turn move user into a Lumineon that spams out a lot of charge attacks, you end up just giving over a lot of energy, right? And that could be kind of scary for them. We catch a move, I mean, it's going to be a Drill Run, which would be the more efficient attack for them to throw anyway, but they don't quite two-shot us with that, so I could just use this as an opportunity to build up a lot of energy, chip them down with Waterfalls, and then hopefully leverage some of this for the backline. I kind of wonder what's in the backline here, because they might have been staying in the lead, because Dunsparce doesn't necessarily want to fight against a Ufisk, but I wouldn't be surprised if whatever's in the backline is actually just even weaker here to Ufisk. Might have to Blizzard to knock him out. I guess I'm going to go for the Blizzard, because I don't know if an Aqua Tail would be enough. Maybe I should have Aqua Tail. This is a lot of energy down the drain, but, you know, it's at least I'm landing a move with my Lumineon this game, right? And they bring in a Talonflame. Yeah, why wouldn't you bring in a Talonflame here into a Lumineon of all things? Yeah, makes sense. Unfortunately for them, they were the ABA flying team into the Eufisk and they will not be seeing my third Pokemon this game. We'll just go for the instant discharge. The waterfalls that we got against them kind of put them into a range where I think discharge is just enough damage to knock out. Knock out, excuse me. We'll see what they do. Oh, trainer. I am so sorry, but this game is beyond over. And now we can kind of understand why they stayed in that lead, right? They stayed in Furo into Euphis, because somehow there was a worse matchup in the back line. Yeah, they don't even get a back-to-back flame charge off there or anything, so that game is over. Euphis putting in overtime once again, but Lumineon, again, against those rollout users, actually doing pretty well. I wonder if I should have gone for the Aqua Tail, though, into the Dunsparce. I don't know my Lumineon damage ranges as well as I should, I guess. That's on me. Alright, got our next opponent here. I just ran into someone who was tanking a second ago, so I'm going to cut that one out of the video. There's no good content in showing a 10 HP or 10 CP Pokemon fighting us, right? So we'll just, I don't know, do an extra battle after this set, just to make sure we actually get our 10 battles in at least. Because you don't want to watch that. I don't want to play that. The Swampert comes in, though. It's going to be able to go for some sledges against us. It does hurt quite a bit, but okay, Fortress comes in. Man, this person, they were ready for Catch Cup. They built a Swampert and a Fortress. Okay. But, I mean, at least I have a lot of, like, neutral damage here. Maybe at this point baiting this out is good. It's hard to say, though, because it's not like this is necessarily good into low kicks, but it wouldn't be amazing for low kicks either. What could be in the back with this? I mean, it could be a lot of different things. I don't think they can Volt Switch this down at the very least. No, they cannot. So they have to throw energy here. Likely a Sand Tomb comes through just to make it so they don't waste a lot of energy against us. Oh, they Rock Tomb. Okay. I'm going to try to go for a full Thundershock down here, because I think energy into that Swampert is not going to be a bad thing. I don't know if they get a second one off. I think they do. They get 2 Sand Tombs here. Especially if they Rock Tomb first, they could, but I don't think that would ever be the play. Because you just get that either way, right? Oh, nice. They don't. Okay, well, that's nice. I think I'm going to Mud Bomb, just to chip them down a little bit, put them closer to Sucker Punch down range for my low kicks. Because they have, what, 2, I think, right now? And they're 2 away from the next Hydro Cannon, potentially. I want to make sure at this point that this Swampert is not going to be completely unbeatable. Uh-oh. That's not exactly what I wanted to see here. I'll go for a Trailblaze and start ramping up, but I am hard-walled by Tinkaton. Double Steel. Water Double Steel here. Not the best team for me to see. But, I mean, my Sucker Punches are adding up a little bit now, which is cool. I'm going to shield this up because I need them to not bait us. If they throw Gigaton Hammers, I'm happy. They might just go straight Bulldoze, though. Okay, they do Gigaton. That's good. In a way. Like, it's still really bad, but, like, it's better at least that they did that. I'll go for another Trailblaze because, I mean, I have to. I literally need to do everything I can now to try to whittle this down. They actually let that go, which is kind of crazy to me, but maybe that's smart. Oh, I lagged a turn! No! That's a bad turn to lag. If I caught the Gigaton Hammer here, I might have had a chance, actually. But now I think they just come back in Swampert, and now they just win the game, because they're at a move, or they're, like, 1 away from the move. And there's no way I'm Thundershocking this down. If I would have caught the Gigaton Hammer, I could have saved a shield, and I think just fast moved through everything this game. But I don't know how he lagged a turn there. Oh, that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. Oh, we should have had that one. At least we should have had a much better chance of having that one. Thank you, Go Battle League. I appreciate the lag a turn. That's fine. That's not my fault. That's the game's fault. And honestly, like, what could we have done to win that game that we didn't do there? Because that was a pretty bad situation, right? We were getting RPS through and through. Like, about as bad as it could have been, honestly. I don't know what's up with these queues here today. We got an error finding match a second ago, too. So it's like, either you fight people tanking, or you fight people who error you out. Or it takes us forever to find a queue. It's crazy. Anyway, we see a Eufisk lead. And this is kind of odd, because, I mean, I do have a decent matchup into this in the backline, but also I don't really want to take discharges on my Lumineon, or, like, even discharges on my low kicks. That would probably hurt quite a bit, too, so I don't know what we want to do. I think playing this out for a second isn't a bad play, and maybe going for a catch at some point wouldn't be bad. But we'll see how risky that's going to be. We don't see who wins CMP just yet. They don't end up throwing instantly. And this time, I guess, I'm the one who overfarms. So we'll see how they play this out. In comes another Mud Bomb. It will put us down pretty low, but they never can Thundershock us down, saying it does literally 1 damage per Thundershock. It is not exactly a strong move when it comes to the damage output against a ground and electric type. So right now I have back-to-back moves. They have their next Mud Bomb. I'm going to try to catch a Mud Bomb on my Lumineon here. And it looks like we get it and the Waterfall Sneak. This would be an insane play if they went for a Discharge here. I don't think they would ever do that, though, because that wouldn't even come close to knocking us out. So yeah, that's fine. And we actually bait out a Shadow Volt Switch Fortress, which, again, not exactly what I'm trying to do with Lumineon, but I guess that's fine. Little bit concerned about a Carbink in the back, not gonna lie. That could always be a possibility with a team like this. ABA Electric kind of so far from them. Ooh, they throw on bad timing there. I think they might be a little bit scared of Lumineon. I'm going to shield this up because I feel like it's not a bad play to keep my cards still in play this game. They actually go for a Sand Tomb there, which is kind of interesting. I think now I'm going to maybe be able to swap back out into my Ufisk. Yeah. And we can go for a Discharge to try to knock him out. If it is Carbink in the back, that's an insane team to build for Catch Cup. If it's like anything else, I guess we'll see. Discharge gets a shield. Wow. Okay. I'm gonna shield this. Maybe a bad play, but we're going for it. I probably should have thrown energy there, not gonna lie. But I also don't hate not throwing energy and just forcing them to throw more energy here. Because now I can make it so I get a farm with my low kicks, and I can potentially swap out into my Lumineon at some point too. And like, if I did throw energy, there's a chance I don't even get another move off this game with my Ufisk, and I just give them extra energy in the back line. What's in the back, trainer? Oh, no! Why? Oh, man, I wish I had a heavy-hitting attack for this Pokemon. Where's my Dark Pulse when you need it? So it turns out I needed my Ufisk this game. Turns out I should have just thrown my Discharge there. I thought for sure whatever was going to be in the back line was not going to be all that good for us. Yeah, I'm too low. I'm too low. Oh, no, dude. The Fearos have come back with a vengeance. Maybe I shouldn't have used low kicks today. It says that we're 1-3 in this set. We're really just 1-2 in this set, though, because as I said, there's a tanker that I ran into. I top lefted. I don't want to give them the elo. If they're tanking, I'm going to top left first. So we were really just 1-2 in this set, but still, we need to pull this one back. Had a really good first set, and now this one's not going as well. Okay, we see the Fortress in the lead. Non-Shadow. Could be Bug Bite. Could be Volt Switch. Looks like it's probably on Volt Switch, the fact that you instantly switch out there. So I do want to keep my Ufisk around if I can. I think the play is just come in now with my low kicks. Because, well, I could bring in Lumineon to do that super effective fast move pressure. I don't want to take super effective discharges if I can help it. So we'll do this. And I guess we'll see how much damage a Discharge does to us. I know Low Kicks is not the bulkiest Pokemon out there, but surely we don't get two-shot, right? Oh, okay, well, you don't Mud Bomb a Low Kicks trainer. That is helpful. I don't know why they would do that. I mean, now I definitely survive this, and I can go for a Trailblaze here. That is helpful, not gonna lie. Oh, okay, what? I don't know what they're doing, but I will take it. It would appear they don't know their type matchups. Low Kicks is a Bug type, and Bug does, in fact, resist Ground. Electric, though, would be neutral. They might be thinking I'm on, like, a Grass type or something, but no. Well, we get the knockout there. We can probably get an X's or at least into the Fortress. It's not going to do a lot of damage, but these Sucker Punches are. And honestly, I say an X's is not going to do a lot, but it's probably going to put them well below half HP at this point. Into a range where just a single attack from my Ufisk could be enough to knock them out. Yeah, I mean, that's some pretty good chip damage, not going to lie. Fearow? Okay. Well, you know what, Fearow? You might think you're in a good spot because you have an energy lead. I'll just bring in my Lumineon here just to make it so I can chip them down a little bit more. Oh, they throw an alignment too. Oh, they are so down bad. My Lumineon is about to put in some work. They're at 1 after this Drill Peck. I can do 1, throw an Aqua Tail, 1 and throw Aqua Tail, and then I just set up a 2-shield Ufisk sweep in the back line. And look how little damage we've taken so far from Drill Pecks and Pecks. They can't farm us down from this range, despite the fact that they ended up going for, the energy lead here. Okay, looks like they do get the next move off, but that's fine. I guess I'll shield up once. That's fine, too. I don't think it's a bad play to just force him into an awkward position here, where potentially my Luminion is just going to be putting in way too much work. Because even into this fortress, do they want to let this go? Can they even afford to at this point? I don't think they can. Because if they let this go, they're going to be in farm down range for my Ufisk. I get so much energy there. I mean, I just let this go now. I can take a Santum on my Ufisk. I just farm this down. I get 2 discharges into that Fearow, and this game should be over. Oh no, a Santum. Even if they did have Earthquake, by the way, there's no way they win this game. Because I always outpace the Fearow to 2 discharges. And that's all it really takes, right? Fearow's going to come in, and hopefully they realize at this point there's not any way they're going to get the energy they need. But maybe they think there's a chance. I don't think there's a chance for them, but, you know, maybe they have more energy than I'm giving them credit for. Maybe somehow they'll get to a Drill Peck and a Drill Run. Well, they throw a move. Maybe they're back-to-back. I do not believe they're anywhere near that, though. They're going to go for the Drill Run, just maybe hoping that I don't shield. But I'm going to shield. I want the wins. Sometimes I do, you know, feel a little bit of mercy for people when they're on their legend push. Now is not that time. I gotta make a video. I gotta make a video for the Go Battle League. So we gotta get the wins when we can. And just like that, we got 2-3 in the set. Again, one of those losses was to a tanker off stream, or off camera, that is. So I'm gonna do one more battle here to try to get 10 battles in this video. And this will be the decisive game if we go positive in that last set or not. Hopefully it works out. Hopefully we get a good final battle here. Hopefully we're not just going to get Marowak on the lead and get completely RPS'd. The moment of truth. What are we going to see? Ufisk as our trusty lead into Wigglytuff. Alright, I guess they built a Wigglytuff for Catch Cup. This is good to see here, though. I want this away from my low kicks. They do have Icy Wind, which will do super effective damage, but I mean, it's a Wigglytuff. It's non-stab. And we get a move off first, so it's really not all that bad. But we'll see what they want to do. How do they play this out? They shield the first because they're a Wigglytuff user, and that's generally what you want to do with this Pokemon, because now they get to debuff me and make it so I do less damage. With that said, I can still get a lot of damage off into them. I just need to go double discharge, though. Because this way I outpace to that next move before they get their Swift off, I get 2 discharges. And that'll put them down kind of low, like not as low as I'd like, because they will survive, thanks to that debuff, pretty easily. But at the very least here, we have put them down now into a range where Waterfalls and Aqua Tails could knock them out. And I've set up a shield advantage for low kicks, and I've gotten rid of a lot of what this Wigglytuff can do this game. Okay, they're at 6 right now. Let's see if they stay in here when my Luminion comes in. They are staying in. Okay, I love to see that energy is being thrown here, because Swift is going to do a lot less to a Luminion than it would do to a low kicks. Oh, they Icy Wind debuff? I mean, that gives me more farm here. They might get a Swift off by doing that, though. They don't. I don't know why they did that, then. What comes in? Do I need to stay in, or can I switch? Oh my goodness, don't tell me it's Triple Fairy. That'd be annoying. But they debuff us. They come in Carbink. Dude, is it going to be like a Tinkaton in the back? I swear, if that's the case, I'm not going to be super happy. At least I can whittle down the Carbink a lot here, despite my debuff with my Luminion. They're at 7, so 2 away from a Rock Slide. I mean, these Waterfalls, they're still adding up quite a bit. Who would run Triple Fairy? There's no way it's Triple Fairy. No way. Oh, it's not Triple Fairy! Let's go! It's a Mud Slapper in the back. Oh, that is so much more playable. I was freaking out for nothing. I need to shield something this game. It's probably a Body Slam, but, I mean, I think it's still fine to shield that. Yeah, it's a Body Slam bait. There are 5, so 1 right now. 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll go for a CMP attempt here. And at this point, if they shield, then do I match shields? Maybe I do, maybe I don't. I actually don't know. So I'm kind of scared of that Carbink still this game. You know what? We're shielding. We're keeping our low kicks around. I don't think it's a bad play, necessarily. Nice! We go for the instant Trailblaze when I'm pretty sure they're going to go for a catch. This is a boosted Trailblaze into a Carbink. This should knock him out, right? Oh, it actually doesn't. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, am I throwing? Am I throwing? Am I throwing this game? I don't think I am. But, like, maybe I'm trying to. I'm gonna let this go down. I want more energy here on my low kicks. Uh-oh, I threw. I didn't throw. They're not gonna be able to knock us out with a body slam. That was a roller coaster. Weird final game. Weird final game. I think I shouldn't have done anything I just did there. Really, I should have just, like, knocked out the Carbink with my Luminion. That probably would have been the good play. But we're fine. We get the win. We get the win. Easy win. We weren't worried about that. So, I mean, that's a pretty good day in the Go Battle League in the Catch Cup here. I think this team worked out pretty well. Low Kicks was pretty hit or miss on if it had a lot of play, but like when it did have play, it was insane. Ufisk, obviously one of the best Pokemon in this meta, because people don't expect you to freaking build a Ufisk, I guess. And then Luminion. Honestly, pretty good today, not gonna lie. Very bulky, good water type damage, and people do not expect that in this meta. So if you have a Luminion lining around, honestly, maybe give it a go. But yeah, thank you for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.